Gambia Ports Authority. My name is Yankuba Mane. I'm the Communications Officer for Gambia Ports Authority. Here you are to grace and then give an extensive coverage to the dredging operation that is currently undergoing between the Gambia Ports Authority and the SINO MAJULACE company. This is a local firm. I think that makes it very unique for the first time in our history that we are awarding such a contract to a local firm. The essence of this convergence today basically is to dredge the port of Banjul. There are factors that are responsible for the siltation. We can see sediments are gathered, deposited at the port of Banjul, thereby affecting the depth. I mean, the adequate, acceptable depth for ship bathing. Okay, it is affecting that. So therefore, this exercise is a routine one. It is not common. It is not uncommon. It's part of the port's management that we are doing it anytime in every 2 years. The last one was done last year, 2018, between the month of July and August. And that contract was given to an international firm. But this time around, we are giving it to a local firm, because if you have the capacity inside, within, why do you need to give it outside? And then they dredge about 144,000 cubic meters. That was the last one that was done. And this one we are expected to dredge, again, 100,000 cubic meters as well. Like I said, it is an area of expertise. Experts will have to deal with it adequately. But as a role of a communication, it's just to moderate and then allow and give these people the opportunity, the platform, to share, explain the essence of the dredging exercise. Why is it so necessary and important for the ports to be dredged occasionally where the need arises? So first, I will give it to Mr. Kule Mane. Kule, like I said, is the representative of the management here and head of harbors. Kule, you are welcome. Kule will be taking you through why is it so necessary to dredge, how often perhaps it is done, and then from there you may ask your questions as well. And the impact or the effect of dredging. After dredging, what results do we achieve? Kule, you are welcome.
Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, the press, members of the press. Good afternoon to senior MAJULACE team, and good afternoon, press officer. Thank you all for coming. Like you said, the purpose of this visit is to see what we are doing in terms of improving the efficiency of our operations. You see, if you look at the harbor, it is the port harbor. The harbor is located in an estuary. So in an estuary, it's influenced by what? In and outflow of current. Water coming in from the ocean at certain period of the day, and it goes out at certain period. This movement of water, fluid, it goes with silt, sediments, fine sand, mud, and other materials. See, this is what causes siltation, sedimentation within the harbor. It is a problem. This problem exists as long as a harbor exists because of the hydrodynamics. So after a period of time, what happens? You have accumulation of this silt, then reduces the available water depth for ships coming into harbor. This is why, like you said, every 2 years we carry out regular dredging to maintain available depth, adequate depth for ships to safely come in, dock, and discharge their cargo and leave. So you keep the port safe, efficient, and what? Reliable. In port, ships cost money, and the efficiency of the efficiency of a port is determined by the rate at which ships come in and go out. That is the ship's turnaround time. So to improve on that, you need to continuously improve on your services. See, right now, if we do, the intention is to increase the available depth. We are dredging 5 berths, three berths for commercial vessels, 1 for small crafts and the ferries, as well as the ferry terminal. So if we dredge these 3 berths, it will increase the capacity of the port to accommodate commercial vessels by 40%. Right now, in this condition or situation, we are only able to accommodate 2 deep draft vessels. If you look behind you, that's one, this type of container ships, 2 of that. But after this dredging, we will be able to increase that capacity to 5, because we'll have 5 available berths for commercial vessels. This was what happened 2 years ago when we carried out similar exercise. So after 2 years, like I said, the sedimentation took place again. Now we are coming back to remove those sediments to be able to improve on the efficiency of our services and give confidence to our customers. Because ships coming in, they need to be giving confidence that they are going into a safe port where they can go in, dock safely, discharge their cargo, and leave. So to be able to facilitate that, we have to continuously maintain the available depth alongside our jetty. So that's the purpose of the exercise. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Then now we allow Mr. Omar Jan.
Let Pa speak first, Banker speak, I'll speak after him.
Okay, so he wants all his three.
No, I have to, let me introduce them, yes. Then let Pa Oops. Thank you all very much for coming today to grace this occasion of this wonderful service initiative that the Gambia Ports Authority have taken. Before anything, I will say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamina, because with SINO MAJULACE, it's been a very, very long journey. But before I move, I will introduce my 2 partners that were, you have Alaji Papa Samate here. Alaji is a partner in SINO MAJULACE, and he's a qualified architect. And today, Alaji is like the operations director for all technical for SINO MAJULACE. And then you have Banka Mane. Banka has a huge experience of media and has been working and been very influential in wanting the best for Gambia and wanting the best for Gambia, and hence Banka has come on board as well as our PR and communications director for SINO MAJULACE Gambia. Right, this has not been a very easy journey because, as I said initially, the motivation of SINO MAJULACE JALBAK is to make a difference in Gambia. I personally, my whole motivation has always been to be able to come and do something and make a difference in my country. I'm Gambian, Gambia is my country. However, if you have been away for so long, it's fraught with, you need to convince people of your capabilities to do a good job. And I will thank the Gambia Ports Authority for the trust. I will thank the Gambia Ports Authority for the challenges they presented to us before they choose us. And it's all some things very good, some real good tests they've put us through that will stand SINO MAJULACE in good state going forward. What I want to assure you, as Gambians, we should be very proud, because this is the first time that a completely professional dredging company is based, owned and operated inside the Gambia. And personally, I want many more of these. With the challenge that we have faced is to improve services, and once we have the right equipment to do the job, and we will be taking you around to show you more. But it is like our intention and what we're going to do, we want to do an impeccable job, because we are on examination now. We are all Gambians, and you know what it is. We've been trusted, we've been tasked, and we've been challenged to deliver by the Gambia Ports Authority. We relish that challenge, and we've grabbed it with both hands, and inshallah Rabbi, we want to do an exemplary job for the Gambia Ports Authority. Thank you very much. We'll take you around. You want to? No, ask. Okay. No, talk to them. Go.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming for the visit here today. We'll be taking you around to show you. Sorry. We'll be taking you around to show you the process of dredging.
Which is your mic?
Is it on?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? No? It's all right. Okay. We'll be taking you around to show you the process of dredging and the strategy we are using on this particular location. And as he was saying, we're really glad to be working for our country. We are all expatriates working from outside the country, but with the patronizing of the Gambia Ports Authority, you know, this also shows that anything is possible in the Gambia. A lot of things that have been given to outside companies could be achieved by Gambians working together. That's with the use of equipment from outside, just as how we're doing it now. So I think this is an example for other departments also to look at and follow as well. So I will take you around, I'll show you the process of the dredging and the, sorry. You want, okay, Banka want to say something as well, yeah?
A few things there. Ooh, that's heavy. No. Okay. My name is Bankamane, as Omar said earlier. I'm very excited actually to join this wonderful team because for several reasons. Key among which is that these are Gambians, and they are trying to do something great for this country. So, and at the end of the day, the people who can best develop this nation, take it to the next level, will be Gambians. That effort has to be driven by Gambians. They have to be the architects of that process. And that's pretty much what's happening here. And this is just the beginning. As you can see there, the equipments are here, the expertise is here, the resources are available to get any work done for any institution or government for that matter. So the good news is, this is just like I said, the beginning. We are going to be doing sand mining also. Sand dredging, let me use the word sand dredging, because there is the phrase sand mining has become a little disturbing for everybody for good reason. And that is the Combo Coast, if you all are following, has been totally eviscerated, totally destroyed by sand mining and sand miners, bad actors. What we are going to do is, once we are finished with this place, we're going to be doing sand dredging, and that sand is going to be coming from the sea, so that we can mitigate the damage that is being done to our coast. So again, we are very, very excited about these efforts. There is a lot much more in the pipeline. We'll be sure to do our job professionally and ethically, socially, I would say in a socially just fashion, in an economically viable way, and above all, in an environmentally safe process. So you can be rest assured of that. This is a really exciting time for all of us, Gambians coming from the diaspora, trying to bring something good for their country, rather than us relying on, I'm not, xenophobic here, but foreigners coming in and literally controlling our whole entire economic process, which obviously has some serious consequences for all of us. We are here to participate in that process in a bit to make sure that the Gambian people get a fair shake. And that's pretty much what's going to happen in the end. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. We're going to be, I think, I don't want to preempt it, but we're going to take you around because you need to see the actual operations, right? And we are in a working environment. So you're going to follow us through. Oh, sorry. No, we don't need that now. No, we'll do it over there. So you follow us, we'll show you the whole narrative.
All right, quickly, you guys have seen the dredger. The dredger is the boat that does the dredging itself. And you've seen some pipe work up to here. This is called the landing site. So whatever it dredges there, dredging means digging the bottom of the water, taking out sediment and sand. Whatever it dredges here, it comes and throw it out here, depending on the product you're dealing with. So here we're dealing with mud. So normally with mud, what you do, you sort of enclose it. You build a tank. When you have the mud in there, you fill it up. When you fill it up with the tank, then you let it settle down. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah? Okay, you can. Sorry. Okay. Is there? Okay, so when you're dealing with mud, this is what you do. If you don't have a place to throw it away, you build a tank. When you build a tank, you pump in the mud, you pump out the mud. You know, the whole process of dredging is removing sediment from the bottom of water. So you build a tank, you pump it out to the tank, you close the tank, let all your mud settle at the bottom. Mud normally is heavier than water, so it goes to the bottom. When it goes to the bottom, you have valves with it. So the valves release the water. The water returns back to the water body. Then the sediment is removed either way of trucks or pump trucks or whatever, mud pumps or so. So that is the process you see here. So behind us is mud, and then this we will let it settle. We'll let the water return back to the water, and then we remove the mud and take it somewhere else. So this is the whole process of dredging. From here, we will also take you to our sites, because we have sites, you know, as we say, this is not the main project for this, for this project. This is not the main purpose of this project. The site is at Denton Bridge. You all might know a little bit about Denton Bridge. When you pass in Denton Bridge, coming from the Serekunda area, on the left-hand side, you will see something that looks like an island. It's called a sandbar or a sandbank. That sand, that deposit of sand, that is is accumulated there throughout the years, and it's causing a lot of problems there with boats and with navigation, as well as even with the transportation of sediment, sand to Banjul area. It blocks all the sand that is supposed to come to the Banjul area. As a result, the environmentalists and other people who know more about it say it needed to be removed. That is the Royal Housekeeping who did a survey here several years ago. So this sand, we are going to remove this sand, but as in the Gambia, we know we do need sand, because sand for construction is a problem. Banka will tell you more about that later. So we're going to remove this sand. It's causing a problem. We'll remove it and use it for the construction purpose. So that is the major part of this project. This is why we are here, basically. We are working with the Port Authority because we have the equipment and the capacity to help them as well. But the most important thing for us here is to do the sand dredging and to solve the sand issues of the country. So from here we will go to GPMB, where we store some of our equipment. You will have a look at some of the equipment similar to these loaders, and many other loaders are there as well.
That's a Gambian dredge.
Yes, with excavators, exactly. And then from there on we will take you to our site at the Denton Bridge. You will see the tank we have, and you will see the dredging site. So for what he mentioned is very important, because we have a lot of young Gambians working in this project. I'm a young Gambian, and if you can look around, most of the workers you see are young Gambians. So now young Gambians are doing something they've never done before. And in any case, in the near future, Gambians will be able to control the whole operation, even with the equipment. So this is a starting point for something that is very important for the country. So I will give you Banka, or you can elaborate more on that.
Well, if you can hold that.
Oh. There's too much of them.
Your hat is supposed to be on your head.
Well, let me hold my.
Let me hold that for you.
No, but I guess I'm looking like I have. Yeah. So just to start off, can you guys hear me? Oh, the noise is too loud. Yeah. Well, to start off, When you all travel up on the Kombo coast, going through Sanyang, Gunjur, Katong, Tujereng, you know, all those places, one of the things mining situation that we have to get sand. Fine. Now we finally have a solution where we're going to be able to get sand in an environmentally sound fashion, and while at the same time meeting the needs of our sand demands in this country. This is the beauty of it. Now, those areas that have been totally eviscerated, totally destroyed, the women's gardens destroyed, where their lives and livelihoods have been destroyed, the forests being destroyed in Gunjur and other places in Katong, we're going to be able to at least reclaim all of that back to where we can be able to finally have these people, hopefully get those people to be able to fix their places where they can make those places where they can be able to have their gardens back and some of these things. Now, this is a process. So what we are saying at this point right now is we want the support of the whole entire country in this project, because the reason for that is that once we start the operations and the sand starts to come out, we are hoping that the whole Kombo Coast communities will finally demand sand mining to be stopped in those communities, because now we don't have an excuse anymore to continue the sand mining in those places and continue to destroy those lands. We have sand that is going to be available in this country, and there'll be enough of it for everybody. This is on an industrial scale. So what that means is that we'll have more sand than we even need, because you also the dredger. This is no joke. And it's going to be coming from the sea. It's not going to be destroying our coast anymore. More sustainable. Now, and it's more sustainable too, as someone had just rightly mentioned. Because we need to make sure that when we bring about development in this country, we don't do it in a fashion that also destroys the lives and livelihoods of the most vulnerable, which are the women, the poor communities, and obviously even the youth. So we need to make sure that we keep this going and maintain it and get the support. And we need the support of all those communities to get on board with us and demand that sand mining be stopped on their lands, on those beaches, because if that continues, we all know where this is heading. Now, if you all can do yourselves a favor, just take a trip down the Kombo Coast. Start with Bakau and go all the way to Katong and see for yourself what sand mining has actually done. It is devastating. So we are hoping that with this effort, and I gotta tell you guys a story. When Omar first told me about this project, one of the things that really sold me, I mean, I was in already, was this thing about mitigating the sand, the disaster that is unfolding on the Kombo Coast. Because I'm from Brufut, and I've seen with my own eyes what this has done to those communities, to my mom and the other moms all around the place. This is why personally, for me, it's a personal effort to make sure that we succeed in this effort. Once this starts, we all need to come together, especially the media needs to demand that sand mining gets stopped on those beaches. Because if it continues, I'm telling you guys, we will, I mean, in few years, our forests will all be gone. The little few gardens, and there's few of them, even if you go to even Gunjur, they'll show you these places. So just go and see it for yourself. That's all I really want to emphasize on, because if you notice, I've talked a great deal about that part, because I feel this is very, for me, it's very personal. On the port side, you've all seen it. Now finally you have a Gambian company that can come into this country and dredge our ports for us. And the depth at which, and I was talking to Samate and the experts just the other day, the depth at which they are dredging this thing, I thought about it for a second. I said, you know what, guys, this is what's so beautiful about Gambians doing the job. When the port tells them we need 8.5, he tells them we're going to do 10, because this is our own, this belongs to us. So frankly, I think that we need to make sure that we continue to support our own, so that together with all these Gambians that are working here, they can all be able to build their lives and their families and achieve their dreams and the country that we all want for ourselves. Thank you very, very much.
dama leen bëgg a delloo ci port bi ak li tax ngeen ñëw fi tey, parce que dañ ne ku ñoo lamba sa gannaaw kër doo wàlli yaan. Gambia tollu nañ fu nga xam ne tey am nañ man projet bi ak ni mel ak niñ ko defee machine yiñ fi isi tey expertise yiñ fi isi tey liggéeykat yi ñëw pour liggéeyal ñu Shaw mi ni bu ñëwee ci yëfi liggéey yëfi engineering yëfi dredging mun naa gëmma bu tamit def ko captain si boo leen xamee Indonesia ngeen xam Bali foofu ay island la nit ñooñu lañ isi tey ñu liggéeyal ñu pour doxal liggéey bi waaye liñ war a jàngat ci lii mooy dañ war a door di gom suñ boppa as Gambians parce que tey fii nii wàlliyaan rek moo daan ñëw liggéey fi jël si suñ xaalis bi génne ko léegi suñ demee ba alhamdulilah rabil alamina yàlla dimbale doomi Gambien bañ mun a am dara isi ko suñ réew isi ay experts yi gën a mun a liggéey ñëw liggéeyal ñu su boobaa nañ leen célébrer suñ boppa waaye léegi dañ la koo def ba nga fil na doxandeem nga sa biir dëkk dañ la koo def mu métti ba nga bugg a xaat di demaat nekki tumaranke feneen te li xew mooy réew mi kenn duñu ko développal Gambia ñun ñoo koo développal suñ bopp fii beneen jàmbur bu fi ñëw rek dërëm la taxan si rek su ko amee génn dem bàyyi ñu fi ñi fi ñëw taxan si ñaataa fi am kër ñaataa fi sampa kër ñaataa fi def lu toj boti nit su passé ubbi bitig isi container def fa jaay lan lañ def ci réew mi léegi ñun ñoo war a seetaat suñ bopp ñu seet lan lañ bugga si suñ réew parce que bugga sa réew dafa ànd nga am fayda si sa réew waaye bugga sa réew tam dafa ànd nga jàppale sa doomi réew waaye doone tey da nga bugga sa réew Samba ñëw nga romba Samba dem jàppale ji John ma jógee ko feneen ñëw liggéey bi port jox nañ ñu ko alhamdulilahi rabil alamin ñetti yoon am nañ liggéeykat yu ko mun a liggéey am nañ jumtuwaay yu ko mun a liggéey te invite naa ku nekk mu ñëw seet li ñoo liggéey parce que lii is unprecedented ñi fi daan liggéey yëpp doo leen ñëw ba nataal leen waaye bu lee tey alhamdulilah rabbil alamina Gambian jot na ko ñëpp ñëw nañ nataal seet ko parce que amuñ lu ñoo nëbba parce que alhamdulilah rabbil alamina ay borom xam-xama fi taxaw te dañ ko mun waaye bu doon tey liñ door nii tam continué nañ ko ci képp ku am liggéey Gambia ñu oo leen fa ngeen dem gistu ko seen naka la loolu tam dina baax for accountability loolu dina baax torop for accountability because liggéey moom nuñ ci mën a def buñ buggee dimbale suñu réew dañ war a consistent ci li ñoo def waxtu bu nekk ba pare ñu jàppale wante parce que ñu xam ne rek mujj gi moom fii la boo fi deeyee tey ña laa julee Gambian bi la ñay dem sa robi la Gambian bi la ña laa ñaanal Gambian bi la tumaranke bi su amee dem xanaa boo ko gisatee mu yónnee la message so dama bugga ñu am patriotism means what? Taking pride in who you are and what you can do. But at the same time, to be patriotic means anybody kuna la Gambia la nga buga ko. You know, tuñ na doo génnee tey si biti. Xool leen jàmbur yi fii ñoom ñooy dem ñoomi neen ñoo ànda. So ñun itam nañ leen buggante ñu xam ne fii suñ ko yàqee suñ bopp lañ ko yàqal. suñ ko defaree suñ bopp lañ ko defaral ngeen baalal ma axa wax neexut naaj bi tàngana jërë ngeen jëf waaw jërë ngeen jëf
thank you so much now I'm sure you're full of questions now let's delve into the question and answer session straight. The sun is extremely hot over us. Yeah, no.
We understand that there are few Gambians that understand what this dredging process is all about.
Is that a question?
I'm coming.
Is it a question?
Yeah, I am coming.
Okay.
You understand that it is something most of these Gambian people don't understand. And then it is all about excavating the sand and the sedimentations in the river to allow the ships to be able to dock properly. But we want you to elaborate more on what are the causes of these siltations and sedimentations. And then what do you have to tell the government regarding this? So they put laws in place in making sure these measures are being tackled most of the time. We want you to elaborate more on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you have vessels coming and going, where in any harbor, any port, any river, rivers operate by currents. Okay, I think the harbor master touched on that. So currents come, currents go, and as they move, they bring siltation. These are sediments that come and settle. Okay, so in any port, anywhere in the world, after a period of time, be it 18 months, 2 years, you need to dig again. Let's take an example of a well. If you have a home well, when you first dig it, it's all fine. But as it goes, ñu ne la waqil teen bi pour ndox mi gën a ñëw. It's the same thing we are doing here. It's the same process. With siltation, All that stuff, the mud, the sand, everything has come and blocked the depth of the vessels to park. So what should happen when you say government? Probably what should happen is the Gambia Ports Authority should make provision that every 2 years or every 18 months, we will come new wakiwat suñ area. Because the dredging, what it does is facilitates the parking of vessels. It facilitates the arrival in the Gambia ports of bigger ocean-going vessels. Parce que so ñëwee foo mënut a park doo fa mën a taxaw. So loolu la, but it's a very good question that. Yes. No, it's not a government thing. This is what I'm coming to. Yeah, it's a port thing. The ports in its operation have its overheads cost. In their budgets, they've put that, like what they're doing, they will put a budget on salaries, budgets on maintenance, budgets on everything. So this becomes an operational cost of the management of the Gambia Ports Authority. It has nothing to do with government. Because kuñ dénk kër na nga doxal sa kër sa dépasse nga def ko fi nga ko war a def. So they have to factor that in. Okay? Thank you. Very clever gentleman. How long? Okay, if I give you a scenario now. Today we could have come and be harvesting, everything could have been moving, we could be working, but you can see the obstruction. But inshallah, Horabi, we are looking at like nothing more than 30 to 40 days, right? Nothing more than that. Because the machine is very powerful.
Okay, talking of sand mining, sand dredging being an alternative for sand mining.
Yes.
We know it's very crucial. And sand mining has been affecting most of our vulnerable women and in the coastal line.
Yes.
This money made mention. We want you to elaborate more on most especially money, maybe who is able to do that, and to tell us what are the measures we can take in making sure this is something decentralized along the coastal lines and everywhere in the country, so that sand dredging will be an alternative for sand mining instead of mining our coastal line, which is not able to.
Thank you for the good question. And normally you don't, with dredging, you don't just go and dredge anywhere. You do a survey, and there are deposits in the water just as in deposits outside. So wherever there are deposits, this is where you will do the extraction. So we've done a lot of survey around this, and we know the areas with the deposits. And we further intend to survey down the river, going towards the River Gambia end. And there might be areas with deposits. So whenever we find these deposits, we will be extracting, so people around those areas can also have their sand.
What I mean is, right?
Yes.
It's being specified just to extract sand.
Yes.
It is being used by human beings for
Yes, for construction, yes.
Specifically for that.
Yes.
Are we expecting such things to happen in the long run?
Sorry, what? Sand mining.
Sand being excavated from the sea instead of being mined, you know.
In about 3 weeks from here,
Yes.
I will take you to the site at Denton Bridge. We've set it up already. Immediately after here, we will be starting that project, God willing.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe in about a month or a month and a half, we can start that. So you can pass by Denton Bridge and buy your sand and take it. More sustainable and
How
more
long
better
have
quality.
you been operating these companies?
The company just started recently in the Gambia. But then the mining at Denton Bridge will happen, it will be several years, because the deposit there is quite a lot. So at least close to 10 years. Yeah, for that, before they exhaust it, yeah.
If I can buttress quickly, because that's a very good, the last part is a very good question. Many people have been asking, when is this going to get started? Because the coast, communities on the Combo Coast have been asking personally me, hey, when are you guys starting? Because this sand thing is a disaster. And we want to make sure you guys are starting. I said, yes, we are about to start. So like he said, as soon as we are done here, in the next how long you think? In the next
3 weeks.
In the next 3 weeks,
maximum 3 weeks.
We'll be out of here. So, and we'll be at the Denton Bridge. So to all those communities whose communities are being eviscerated by this sand mining on their coast, help is on the way. It's going to be happening very, very, very soon. He just mentioned it. He's the expert on the timelines and stuff. In 3 weeks, we are going to be at the Denton Bridge, and we're going to be dredging over there. And that should be, at that point, we'll begin to make sand available to the people in this country. So just to buttress well. In Mandinka, sand mining, sand dredging, sand mining phrase use, because sand mining is kuma jawol ti jansai. Bari ay minka ay molla community solta abil tinya. Musola gadinolu community solu niya jibe tollo kombo kosiol na forestol a bele tinya chew sayin ye bichol beta ya be mine e bote je say ka dum forest e ka yirol de forest yirol ka lo tey ni ra gunjuri ka lo fongo je say e ka forest ni bola tey kan ka pour ka sanyi extract so e bay be dunkan lafta min na doron make sure na dulal kenol men ke be tinya ka wonyama I stop ñing san dredging na kumasta abe san mimbe kenyo mimbe available la jam pour molier la bongol lono ab kenyo fanga be tambila la fanga molbe sula men kamo min so wala ñinde ko community sol fanta faransa lonko ilo tiñaro mimbe kekera ila kenol to ifne loye kan fay mol kan ka tandila ko kenol san mani mimbe kenyo be mimbe kekela bichol to wali stop because na man stop no kenol mi musol la gadnol mimbe tiña kan kato wolto anu la dol wobe continuer ton ni aje ñin company tol bebe excited ngalam bebe contending bebe hawjin nga kuala because laftela wo sifa ay stop jang pour na dulal be tiñaro be keka kana continuer ñin company bi jane pour ka banko makoy pour ka ngam fango makoy banko dingul tam gambe dingol lamu andi be doko kekan doko min kekan pour yim banko la falam ñin poro ñin dredging min bije nunto luntangol la kake bare sayin banko dingol la ba kekan komi nga fala nyami nin in samata bi jang wora de nyine ka ko na samba faale ka nda ko hani mbata min lo fongalan nka ko aje banko dingo kake maten because ntol for him ati ajile ko nyin nabe dinkala la baake fong akana dan just nyine fang kan la fa min na tambi wala fang won banko di yalde biko banko kanolam ate ba jibe ko ñu ozone la national je c'est costeno jang mbar nga ka nyam mi an ko ño soso fang kanata je ni na drong iba kenola so nga ñoo faasa nga ñoo makoy banku di Umar ya fojana bambandi nim banku di ngol naté nim compagnie le pour que banko makoy al ngey nga ñoo muta nga ñoo makoy nga ñoo faasa kan nim sako nin akodo be bulle am mol be bulle alondo be bulle ak katakol be bulle a fongo be bulle min sawdo ko keno katambi fango luntangol yalla wo excuse je mota fola ko ha luntangol fanam fanga hani nga di banku di ngol la pour banko doku ñin dal la tol telephone emphasize tali ala bar.
Thank you very much, guys.
In the absence of any other question, yes.
I'm Bonnie.
Mine is basically coming from like different background, different international business consultant, business developer. We have seen this time that we have internalized the solution to this sports problem. I don't know how will you look at that in the context of the vision of moving the Gambia towards self-reliance. Do we have the necessary manpower, the capital resources to make sure that we can provide the solutions to our own problem?
My brother, that's a very, very good question. I'm not a consultant, just for correction. Okay. I'm actually an employee that have worked in the Middle East and still working in the Middle East. But the issue is when you've operated in so many countries, what you tend to see is you see a solution to problems. And my ambition and my wish for Gambia is not dredging. Dredging is the most small aspect of what I wanted for my country. Obviously, dredging is the first one that has materialized, but there are many other areas in the Gambia where people can make a difference. The first area that I looked at when I first came here was Gamthel. From there, we moved from there. I think I came to the port on the expansion. Then the idea of dredging came on. I told them that is easy. We can do it, and hence why we're here today doing it. There is industrialization, where we can have more factories, build more factories, manufacture more things here. If you look at us today, even bleach, Omo, soap, all this, you see the Madar stuff, all of it is imported. These are very easy things to make. We can make all these things here. You look at timber, deforestation. There are solutions to all those things. So I think if we just say Gambia PLC, there is a lot citizens can do if we Gambians, because sometimes it's not government, it's us. Because we are the Gambians, so we make a difference. So it's all about us supporting each other, us appreciating each other, us motivating each other, and us guiding each other to be able to move our their motherland forward. So that is the responsibility for every Gambian. And I think that I cannot do a lot, but I know of Gambians that are very capable. That's Somerset, that's Banker, there's many more. There are thousands and thousands more Gambians. I think it's about we have to be there and say, suñu réew ñun ñoo ko bokka ntolle taamu ñun ñoo ko moom ñun ñoo ko war a defar because fii kenn du ñëw mu defaral ñu fii because I've been out so long and I know what it feels to be an immigrant. Okay? Thank you very much. Boys, my papa baa ngee dog.
Next question.
Okay, thank you.
No question.
Close, yeah.
No question. In 2018, a foreign firm was contracted to dredge the port of Banjul at a tune of 1.7 million euro. This one exercise is being given to a local firm, the SINO MAJULACE, at a tune of 1.1 million euro. That's what I want to put across on behalf of the management for transparency's sake. Thank you all.
So it has helped the port save 27 million.
Come again, exactly. So that's the advantage of domesticating our services. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You know, when there are high tides, it helps to, with flooding, erosion, a whole lot of different environmental benefits that are on with those sand dunes. So the moment you come, you get rid of those sand dunes, you've literally destroyed all the protection that is there, the barriers, okay? Now, so here's what they do. They will come and they will dig and dig and dig and dig. All the sand dunes, this big size sand is gone, and then they level it, then they will dig, and then it creates a big hole. And so they will start digging, moving inward, inland, further. And then all of a sudden, because all that coastal area, what you see is a forest, right, off the beach, right? And so when they get to the forest, what do? They cut the trees, dig. Cut another tree, dig. So they keep going in. And all along, you see a big ditch. So when water comes, rain, whatever, what do you think happens? Those places get flooded.
Yeah.
Well, in this, because this highland area is where the women grow their rice, they have their gardens. So when they are digging, they're creating all these big ditches. Water comes in, and so where the women used to actually grow rice, because that rice area always needs water, and the water is here. But once it floods, guess what? The water is here now. So you cannot put any rice there anymore. Yeah. So if you go to Katong, you will see that there. If you go to Gunjur, go see for yourself what's happened to these places, the beach area. So they cannot grow rice in these places. They cannot do, their gardens obviously are gone because of this flooding and all the other mess that comes with that. So this is what has happened. Now, what we are trying to do is, and so if you notice, back in the days, women gardening in Combo was very vibrant. This is how they pay their kids' school fees. So many things that women were able to do. Now that livelihood is gone. So what do they have? They cannot grow rice. They cannot go to their gardens. What are they left with? Because this is mainly their main occupation. Women here in those coastal communities, or even in the rural communities, is rice and gardening. You take those away from them, you've literally destroyed their livelihoods. Most of them didn't go to school, so it's not like they can go and find a job and work somewhere. And this is the horrible story that has unfolded in the combos, especially all these years. So if this gets started, a couple of things will happen. The sand is going to come from the sea. It's not going to be taking the sand dunes off the coast. That's number one. And number two, because it's going to be pumping it out in huge volumes, it will be enough for everybody.
So you literally pumping it from the ports all the way here?
No, not the ports. We'll show you the pipe. Okay. It has gone into the sea,
okay.
But this is off the coast.
Okay.
Now, the good news about that too is that somebody may ask, but what about the coral reefs? You know, in the ocean you have the coral reefs, yeah, which are environmentally, they should be protected. We don't go that far. It's off enough to where there is enough sand deposits, and close enough to where you don't get to the ozone reefs. Because again, our main concern is to make sure that we do this in the most environmentally sound way, not to destroy the environment. So, because again, the building boom that is happening in this country, everybody is familiar with it. And that's the excuse everybody has been using for this sand mining. When coastal communities complain, oh my God, our coastal communities are gone, women are saying our gardens are gone, people tell them, but where do we get the sand? We have to build. Well, now finally we have sand that we can build with that is, it's going to even be cheaper. Again, I haven't even discussed the price of this sand, but it's going to be even more cheaper than the one you buy.
Better as well.
Better
quality.
cheaper, more environmentally sound, and socially just. Because what these people have done on the coast is not socially just at all. You come and take somebody's livelihood away so you can make business money for yourself. That is not just. So when I talk about these things, I feel very passionate about it because I've seen the devastation in my own community. I'm from Combo. This Brikamanka here knows.
The four-wheel truck is 8,000 dasis. If it is 8,000 dasis, what are we expecting?
We're looking at 5,000 plus maybe.
Maybe 3,000.
Right now,
Taxed for it.
it's up to the truck drivers, but we think they can sell for 7,000. This is what we think.
There you go.
But normally they will come and buy, they come and resell. We think they can 7.5, they can sell for 7.5.
Exactly.
But now, for example, a lot of them will be selling at 8.5 to 9. If you bring it into Banjul, they will tell you 9. But the rest remains from them. But they will come and buy here and they go and sell. So we cannot control that end, but we can control this end. And this end is going to be reasonable.
But because they are getting it very cheap, cheap, not cheaper here, we are hoping that they are going to pass that cost on to the customers.
Because today, currently, the place is so damaged that a lot of them they can only get one trip from there, maximum 2. But with this place, you can even get 10 trips because of the place. You come down here, you get it, you take it, and you're out. So it's very easy and straightforward. So some people might be, yes. Sorry?
This is the final mod.
Oh, no. 2 different things. That one, we're just clearing that place for them. This is the actual project. If you go out here, by the bridge, you look on the left-hand side, maybe we'll take a walk there. You'll see something that looks like an island. It's called a sandbank. Some will call it a sandbank. That is a problem. It's an estuary where the ozone meets a river. So a lot of sediments get dropped there. But now the boats cannot cross to go under the bridge. The boats from those ones cannot go out of this place. And sometimes they do have a lot of accidents because of the sand. So the Royal Haskonin, this is the Dutch people who did the work at Banjul. They did a study and they, recognized that this place the sandbank needs to be removed. So, but to remove it costs a lot of money. Okay. So this project is here to remove it as well as to serve the purpose of supplying the sand.
Okay, now that this is happening here,
yes,
it's very important we understand.
Okay.
You understand that there were vegetable gardeners, women gardeners who were here.
Yes.
How did you do with them?
Yes, the women gardeners actually, they were not gardening very frequently, but every other year they were gardening. They were using it for rice fields. They used to do it a long time ago, but recently I think 2 or 3 of them. But in all it's about 11 of them who used to work here in the past years, but a lot of them don't work now. How we negotiated with them. We told them, how much rice do you get here? Annually they told us this is what we get here. If 3, 4 of us work every year, this is what we get. We said, now, how many of you are there all together? They told us about 11 of them. We had several meetings with them. We tell them, now, whatever you get here, whatever 3 or 4 of you get here, we will give it to all of you every year for the life of the project. So they don't work. And that is the minimum.
Rice for life.
That is the minimum, yes.
And was that finalized?
That is the minimum. Yeah, we have a contract with it. That is the minimum. They don't own this place. This place is not owned by, it's owned by the government. The government allocated it to us. Like many other people, when they go, they find our moms and our grandmoms working there, they just kick them out with nothing. We are all Gambian. We know this is not nice. This is not right. But these are old people also. We can help them because I mean, as long as the project is profitable, we can share the profit. So how do we help them? They used to work here. Every year they get 10 bags of rice, for example. Each of them gets 10 bags of rice. They don't get that. But we can give that to them. This is the minimum. And we could also extend some other kinds to them. But this is the minimum. So
how many cubic tons of sand are we looking at here that you're going to be dredging from the sea?
In the sea, we know there are millions from the shore, millions of cubic meters of sand.
This is what we are funding. That's nice for life.
Estimated, no figures, estimated.
Minimum, the minimum of 5 million.
5 million cubic tons.
That's the right.
5 million tons or cubic tons?
Cubic meter is 0.15.
Like you are farmer,
Yes.
so you're a farmer.
So it's about 5 million cubic meters.
Government allocates also.
That will be maybe 7.5 million cubic tons.
You say 10,000.
That is just a small area
You can retire
within the Soviet.
for the rest of your life.
Not
you give it 10,000.
going further out.
Including this
And there's lots of
Where
them.
they-
It's just the Soviet area.
Just
So
this
for
Soviet
even if
area.
they die, their children will come, will give them the rights.